Good morning.
Hello.
What's up, gang?
How's everybody doing?
I'm already seeing some chatter in the chat, so we've got some things to discuss today.
There's so much to talk about.
Let's talk about. First off, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I feel like I've been so discombobulated since I got back home. I was in Vegas for a week, for work. Luckily it coincided with my birthday, so I didn't have to be home. But as y'all saw that disaster class last week's episode, I wasn't on my own Wi-Fi, clearly. It was rough.
Skill issue.
I know you're not talking.
I'm healed now.
Oh, I'm sure. Okay, Miss Router.
Guys, look at this though. When was the last time Lyric and I both had a decent setup? This is crazy.
Look at us.
Shout out to Mads.
We're evolving.
We are evolving.
There's so much to talk about. What should we talk about first? Before we get into wrestling, you want to talk about SNL?
Yes, pause. Wait, first I want to talk about guys, I had a crazy week. I was in the ER on Monday. Which is I've never been to the hospital since I was born. Like, I'm not a go to the hospital person. Like, but TLDR, I got sick, and I think I said here on, like, before, like, people thought I had pneumonia, and it was like, oh, okay, like, whatever. Whatever. And then they're like, okay, so I went to I had it for a while, and I was like, guys, I'm having shortness of breath. I cannot breathe. And I was at work, and they were like, are you gonna pass out? And I was like, I don't even know. I can't breathe. Like, this is new. So I get off work, I go to med check, because I wasn't gonna leave. I go to med check. They're like, girl, we don't know what's wrong with you. And they're like, well, there might be something wrong with your heart. You need to go to the ER. Go to the ER. They're doing all these scans and shit. And then they're like, yeah, so you have, like, pneumonia. And I was like, that's what I fucking knew I had. Stop yelling at me, and that's gonna cost me $1,000 for you to, and then they had the audacity to send me home with a paper prescription, so I didn't leave feeling any better. And I had to go to work and then get my prescription after. So I just wanted to complain about the American healthcare system. But now we can talk about Saturday Night Live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dynamite Diaries. Eventually, we will talk about All Elite Wrestling, because they did a lot. They were doing a lot today. But before we talk about All Elite Wrestling, we have to address the most important things that there are to address. Let me tell you this right now, okay? Guys, eventually we will stop having a heated rivalry segment of this show. We won't. Connor Story hosted Saturday Night Live, and so many thoughts. Let me begin with, the show is terrible.
God awful.
The show is terrible.
Awful.
There was not a single funny skit until the end, which was Connor's own skit that he brought to the show. God awful. That show's terrible. I should write a skit. Anyway, sorry, I don't think. But
you'd get banned immediately, but I can assure you it would be funnier than anything that they would come up with.
I think I could do one. I think I could have one sketch, sorry. I think I could have one. You guys ever seen Vanderpump Rules when they're like, I take sketch comedy very seriously. I'm sorry. But the show's god awful, but Connor Story, baby, you are a star. You're a star. I was sitting there watching, so nervous. You look so amazing. You look so good. And then your best friend, your pretty princess of the universe, who's also our pretty princess of the universe, Hudson Williams was there too. The group chat was going crazy. Lyric, I'll let you get your 2 words in.
It was such truly. I just want to just talk about what a bonding experience that was. I felt so close to my sisters and in fandom. It was one of those moments. And then as I get on the timeline and I'm scrolling through, and even the real kicker was the next day of seeing people that I know in real life in his comments. So just like, Ariana, what are you doing here?
Like, why do you know about that?
This is trust, our royal friendship. Okay, everybody. I feel strongly about these people.
It's a little outlandish.
I feel strongly about how these people feel about each other. I feel strongly about this community that we've built. And you want to know what all of the problems in the heated rivalry fan base, it comes from people trying to split these people apart. As once you understand that that there is no one or the other, it's just both. You elevate to that higher level, that higher power.
And you know what? Because I don't want to get into the ins and outs of why everybody's crazy over there. But you hit the nail on the head. If
Correct.
Y'all realize that actually all of the drama is between you guys and
Correct.
not them,
Correct.
the sky will open up for you, babes.
Connor's story went unplug your granny's ventilator to charge Hudson's phone.
And so would Hudson. And the thing is, like, your phone, Connor Story's phone wouldn't even have to be dead. Should be on 99%. And Hudson's still munch, yum, yum, yum. What the fuck?
We're so bad, guys.
All over your Tiffany's. Hey.
I've also didn't even know that you could do that. You could say, actually, I'm doing SNL, so yeah, my friends are coming too. We're not. I haven't.
But you know what? You know what gagged me more than like, okay, like he appeared in a sketch, like, oh my god, yay! Y'all holding each other waist to announce the
Mumford & Sons
guest. What? Like, that's crazy. That I ain't never seen before.
No, I've never seen anything like this before, and this is why we just got to get rid of. We have to get rid of gender roles, guys, because when we loosen up what men are allowed to do, Hollywood suddenly becomes so much more fun. I feel so bad for Timmy, Nicholas Galitzine, everybody on that side. Imagine y'all have been trying to hold it in for so long and measure yourselves. Then comes these two unknowns. They decide we don't have boundaries. We don't care. We don't. Yeah.
And you know what I love most about it? It's like now they are. Right now, like they're the hottest thing in the world, both easily. Of them. And it ain't changed a bit. Hudson's still on your IG, like
really bad. No, really, it's gotten so bad. Of just, I started taking notes. I had to go see on Instagram myself the screenshots. Like I said, is this AI? I said, oh my god.
If you have to ask yourself if it's AI, if it's Hudson Williams found in Connor Story's comments, it is not AI.
No.
He said that.
It was just such a bonding experience of wow. I truly it's one of the rare things that makes living in this generation worth it. Of just like, wow, really? I'm so glad that I was alive and an adult for heated rivalry.
Yeah. I don't know what else I would do, truly, because I love the internet. I love RPF.
Speaking of that, oh my god, how did you handle the AO3 outage,
guys? Okay, the first time, whatever, because like AO3 goes down sometimes, like it sucks. Like the first time, but you're like, okay, happens. The fucking second time, when I woke up in the morning. The next day, because after the first time when I woke up in the morning and I was like, oh my god, we're so back, and then I get home from work and we're gone again, back-to-back nights, no story time, is fucking crazy. Luckily I still had some of my favorite fics downloaded from like flights. Like I had to go back and search, but I've got them.
Reserves.
But none of them were what I'm reading now. So they were all like my classics and my classic fandoms. Correct. But like there was no Shane and Ilya were not there. Correct. And that was an adjustment. AO3, but guys, genuinely, and I don't know what this says about me. Monday, I went to the ER, and AO3 being down was the worst part of my day.
No, because I feel you of just, bro.
And I'm not kidding.
I'm really not kidding. When you're already having a terrible day, sometimes all you have to look forward to is that nightcap, bro. Just your bedtime story. And it's so funny that like somebody was like, Oh yeah, I'm glad we just normalized people are reading like thousands of words of smut to go to sleep. Whoa, player. Some of us are reading 100K slow burns. Okay, to go to bed and I mean,
And sometimes
it's
also
smut. It's
75,000
sometimes
like
it's
whatever.
sometimes it is that
Slow
too.
burns, angst, hurt comfort, emotional hurt comfort. What else we got? I look. It's funny because literally, so Brittany was in like the room with me, and I was like low key freaking out because they're like, okay, like check out your heart, all this spooky shit. And I literally every 10 seconds, they were like, oh, you can have your phone. I had my phone, and I was like, what am I gonna do with it without AO3?
No,
Like,
it was so nuts because like the timeline was in disarray, and this is what I appreciate about several of you on the internet. Some of you don't talk about your AO3 usage, but I definitely noticed that it ruined your day because it was several accounts.
Everybody had an attitude. Like shit.
Several accounts went, I mean, dead silence for like 6 to 8 hours. Like for like 6 to 8 hours, everybody had an attitude, freaking out. I saw people sharing Google Drive links on the timeline like drugs.
I started reading social media AUs. I had that. I ain't never done that in my life.
I saw girls downloading Wattpad. Oh my god, we were in hell, and to the point where it was like storm prepping. Like I was like, I woke up accidentally. I woke up accidentally at 6 a.m. And I checked. I can't believe I even did this. I checked to see the AO3 came back up. It did. And so it was like 6 a.m. I said, before I go back to sleep, I said, let me just download some stuff. I already had some tabs open. So I was just like, I'm just going to go through and download. Because, who knew? By the time I wake up again, maybe they won't be there.
That's not crazy.
It was like preparing for a hurricane. Like, it literally felt like I have,
like, it's what I do before flights, and I was so scared.
Yes.
Emily, shout out M Star.
Correct.
She was like, do I need to download like all my fix, like, cause like what's going on with AO3? And I was like, I have the max limits. I have 500 tabs open on my regular Safari browser. I've got 500 additional tabs open on my private browser. Okay. I cannot download 1,000 pieces of fan fiction one by one.
That's a skill issue.
I'm not calling you bitch. Sorry. I mean, bitch in general. I opened up Chrome too. I said, shit.
You have Chrome on your phone?
I do. I had to get it. I was like, I need to.
No, I said it's also too just.
I bought more fucking storage.
Me too.
So I could download fanfiction.
And that's okay. That's okay. On your truth, my books app right now, there's barely any actual books. But I would just like to say too, I saw people were like, yeah, the AO3 is crashing because of like the heat of rivalry. Whoa there. My culture is not your costume. Okay. Before this even started, before this came into the picture.
Did heated rivalry kill your grandma too?
Listen, my culture is not your costume. I've been doing this for years. Okay. This right here is my what they said at ATL, this right here is my daddy house. Okay. I've been running this since I was 13. Okay.
Yeah, AO3. Oh Lord, I don't even really want to talk about it anymore because I feel like we could jinx it.
Yeah, I do plan to go back in for like one more round to like do a big download because like I went straight through Holland first, but like I haven't even downloaded from the other tags just because honestly with the internet moving the way that it is recently, it's just I think a good practice to have everything backed up. Anything that you kind of care about from the internet, have a backup. Kind of important at this point. I know some people want us to talk about it. That it's not okay. Again, this is not our typical wheelhouse. This is an AEW.
Wait, pause. Happy Women's History Month, everybody.
Clearly.
All right, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm saying this is clearly an AEW show, but some people wanted our thoughts to weigh in on the Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley people situation. I have a few thoughts on this. I have a few thoughts on what's happening in WWE right now, too, because like that report that came out about, because what do you mean that you don't got nothing for Hobbs yet, but you have something for Danhausen? Again, disappointed, never surprised. Like in this trios match, that could have been him tonight, like easily. So we all grown, we make our own decisions, but that is crazy. Do you want to weigh in on the women's situation first, or?
Here's my 2 cents. And I honestly, I'm going to keep it brief. I don't fucking care. That's what's at the crux of it. I don't fucking care. Again, it's very much like a lot of times stuff that goes on in WWE is like, okay, that will pique my interest. Like this piques my interest from a sociological perspective.
Yes.
Not like
people are fascinated. It feels like Animal Planet.
Exactly. This piques my interest. Like I'm looking over there like, whoa, that ain't my circus, but I want to know what's going on. Mm-hmm. Ooh, look. I know a lot of people feel very strongly about what's going on. I will say, as a Black woman in the professional wrestling space, I do think a lot of times you hear a lot of coded language. You hear a lot of microaggressions. And I want to not minimize that because I know that that's a real experience. Like, and I know a lot of people who follow me and follow both of us were like, oh, like reading all of that, that's what their takeaway was from it. My takeaway was, I don't know these people. And if any of these things are true, then you put a different lens on. Because if you're listening there and you're like, okay, well, did Rhea Ripley be complaining to creative? I don't know. You sit back there and you're like, well, did Jade Cargill be backstage doing XYZ? I don't know. So it's like we throwing around all these different things, and I feel like that one tweet that's like, everybody say stuff so definitive, man. It depends sometimes.
It do. This is how I feel about it, okay? Because this is a nuanced, layered issue.
It is.
This is not the first time that I've ever heard these things about Jade, and like even going to AEW, right?
Yes, and that's why I'm like, I don't want to minimize people saying that like the language being used is definitely coded, the language being used, but it's also okay if we're talking about one person in particular. This has been a common thread with this particular individual.
Correct.
That doesn't make it necessarily
but it is a bit of both.
Generalization.
Yes, it's a bit of both. Like, is the language still coded? Yes, and you have to admit,
could also be true.
The optics look fucking crazy in the sense of, think about it. Your company has not acknowledged Black History Month. Look at what they're doing to Black Star. She's essentially the only Black star on the roster who is getting any modicum of a push, like in holding a title right now. And the optics is her white coworkers literally jumped in and all jumped on her at the same time. Now, behind the scenes, is she dragging them and stuff? Did she deserve it? Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. I don't know.
Again,
but it don't work there. And it don't sound good. That's what I know.
From the outside, it looks crazy. And here's the thing. Is Jade a good wrestler? No. Does Jade care about being a good wrestler? No. That's what bothers people. And here's the thing. I'm not saying I'm making excuses for her because, like I said, they might be right. But you know how many mediocre white people have been pushed to the top over?
I was going to name one, but I felt mean.
You know how many mediocre white people have been pushed to the top since I've been a wrestling fan for almost 20 years. And I have seen so many men and women pushed with, no desire to be a star, wanting to be a star, no desire to be a great wrestler. And except, I'm sorry, she just played the game. She played the game. And we said this. I said this when Mariah May debuted in WWE. I said this one, a lot of these people, is Jade Cargill the only one who got a good lawyer? Has a lawyer? To actually negotiate. I'm sorry. She's a very, very, very rich bitch. She knows what she wanted. She knows how to get what she wanted. She said, yes, I'm coming to your company. I will be making a decent salary, even though I don't need the money. I will be retaining the rights to my name, and I'm going straight to the main roster.
And I'm supposed to look at that and hate?
Like, I saw her in that pink and green coat outside of AKA headquarters. I'm sorry. It's
like
fine.
What I'm supposed to do.
What do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do? And so again, that's really what's at the crux of it. It's like, okay, I'm all of these things that everybody else does, I'm supposed to say all of a sudden this is the worst thing that's ever been done, when it happens all the time and continues to happen. It's not just a historic thing. It continues to happen where my white mediocrity is applauded. She's getting exactly what she wants out of her life. And I'm supposed to, and I don't know her. That's the thing. Like, none of us know her. And I think so behind the scenes, sorry, I was just saying, but behind the scenes, you've heard XYZ about this person. Behind the scene in AEW, you've heard it also now in WWE. Like, whatever. When you start to hear some commonalities, like, I think just generally, like, the problem is not typically everyone else in the world. It might be you, but I don't know her. What the hell that got to do with me, brother?
I think it's one of those things to where, how do I say it? People who really care about wrestling get mad when people who don't care about wrestling come into business because they really don't care about wrestling. And I get it, right? It's just not going to change it. It's just not going to change anything. That's the thing. Y'all are sitting there. She's going to keep holding that belt.
Yeah.
And I think also we need to ask ourselves, think of the bigger picture. What has facilitated an environment where a women's locker room, weeks out from the biggest show of the year, feel like the only way of them getting an opportunity on the biggest show of the year is by cannibalizing each other? I think there's a bigger system at play. I think, because I actually, like, looking at it, I think that Jade and Rhea were probably like just trying to build up momentum for their program, because, you know, WrestleMania tickets ain't selling, y'all. That tickets are down. Running Vegas again has not shaped up to be a great idea. People are not really invested. But I guess I think that they were really trying to build a feud. Was there like some you know, I think some truth said, yes. Do think that now Jade did take it too far. I think Rhea got her feels hurt. She said, yeah, you always crying and creative. Why would you say that? Why would you break the fourth wall? I said, yeah. Y'all always want to do these work shoots until somebody actually says something hurtful. When William Peter Charles Ospreay and Kenneth Jerome Omega got in the field for that work shoot leading into the Tokyo Dome, the things that they were saying to each other were god awful. Like, I mean, were god awful. But
William Peter Charles in particular,
you have to be willing to take it.
If you're exactly,
AEW had to turn the cameras off so Kenny could take that mic. And with the stuff he was saying to Will Ospreay, he said, "Yeah, you supposedly did a G1. Nobody knew you. Nobody cared. Talk about 5-star this, 5-star that, 5-star this, 5-star that."
And who saw it?
The stuff
if you seen his wrestle.
The stuff that Kenny was saying in that press conference, he said, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're doing all these matches and nobody clapped. Meanwhile, they still under COVID protocols. We don't care. They ain't clapped for you one time, big bro. Loser. They said you could fill my boots, you loser. You loser, poor pro brokey.
And mind you, Ospreay sitting there mad as fuck.
I'm thinking like he's turning red, about to pass out. Just for 2 years later, oh, Kenny, I love you so much. Just walk in front of me. I learned that, you know, and it came up again tonight of, bro, Kenny has played mind games with so many of you people.
So with that, All Elite Wrestling had a show tonight. It was called Dynamite. Let's start. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I was just saying, like, don't do these work shoots if you're not prepared to really get in the mud. Y'all are not ready to get in the mud.
But they don't do that as much over there. So I understand we not necessarily knowing where the line is or if there is a line. I will tell you, I honest to God, guys, I saw like the first 2 tweets and I was like, oh, I don't care.
I don't think their locker room is that close, and I'm not, and maybe it's because of like
I don't care about that either.
Maybe it's because of all the mainstream components now of just like everybody also is like trying to speed run an acting career at the same time and all these other things too. Just like it gets really cannibalistic of, you know, again, whoop-de-doo. Like I said, the optics look terrible. It does. Like the optics just look terrible about all your white colleagues jumping on the black.
Exactly. True or not, somebody has to be able to look at that situation and say, "Oh, we can't do that."
Did you see? And then now you got all these bigger brands like jumping in. Did you see Players Tribune posts?
I have seen nothing.
Oh, Players Tribune posted. So like so you know Jade did Players Tribune while she was in AEW, but they reran it today coincidentally with a picture of her from WWE, and I said, wow, that's so the timing. I said, damn. Again, that, and I know that's making people even madder because unfortunately y'all handed her the narrative. She might be dead wrong in this situation, but because of the way that y'all jumped her, she does have the mainstream public on her side.
Yep. We gotta think it through start to finish.
Whoop-de-doo. That don't matter.
I don't care. Maybe I should. But exactly, respectfully, if this was happening in AEW, best believe we'd have 3 episodes devoted to this whole thing. I don't know what's going on over there.
If that happened in AEW, people would have called like a 5-alarm fight. Can you imagine if Willow Nightingale and Britt Baker had been arguing on the timeline like that? No, actually, you can't because it wouldn't happen.
No, don't even.
We don't play those type of games. Until Bianca Belair is healthy, there's nothing at that organization that can entice me. Like nothing.
I don't care.
But get well soon, Bianca. I've been watching.
We love you, Bianca.
All of your recovery videos, all your finger rehab. I really hope that the streets wrestling as a whole just isn't the same without you. You probably never have a reason to watch this show, but I hope you know, like, I am still one of your biggest fans ever. You were one of my goats. You were amazing. Correct.
I burned the fuck out of my hand earlier, and I blame FTR. But we can talk about that.
We should blame them for a lot of things. Somebody said,
that's for sure.
I need people to be comfortable with the fact that idea that Jade maybe isn't a nice person, and we choose to like her anyway. You know what this reminds me of? This is about me. The America's Next Top Model documentary right now of just Tyra Banks, right? Of just like when people tried to lie, you know, when they tried to lie and say, yeah, Tyra wasn't never all that anyway. She wasn't a real supermodel. That's not true. It's not true. Is she going to hell? Yes. Right? Like, did she do terrible things? Absolutely. But what we're not going to do is pretend that Tyra wasn't her. You know, like that she was. We don't have to do that. Have you seen her walk? Have you seen that face? Did you see what she did? Black woman on the cover of Sports Illustrated Swim. We don't have to lie, you know?
I'm just looking at the chat. We all miss our DMD blocked.
Jalen said, "You speaking French?"
Any? No, let's just talk about Dynamite. I forgot because
I was about to say, was there anything else?
No, but I'm sure we'll deviate.
As always.
So All Elite Wrestling had a show tonight. It was called Dynamite. We started with everybody clapped. We started with Kevin Knight versus MJF, right? That was first.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Knight. We're all young and turnt, and you are the youngest and the turntest. 2-1 night. Well, 0-2 night, but still a huge one. This match was great. I think El Paso, you will. I can't say that. El Paso, I know what you are.
El Paso, I do know what you are.
I know what you are. Because there's no universe in which you should be booing Kevin Knight.
This was one of those matches where I was like, I'm really grateful to be a wrestling fan during the time. Like, I'm glad that when they asked who was your go-to black athletic flippy nigga, I get to say it was Kevin Knight during my time period. That's who it was. I'm really grateful. That was great. He looked like a star. MJF, I think, did a fantastic job of like keeping the crowd on track, because he could have easily, I will say, in his first reign, I think he would have leaned into it, and I think that he would have just made the situation 10 times worse. But he's been so intentional about getting his opponents over, like making them look strong even in loss. And I think he did even more, maybe probably the best job tonight, just because like there was an adversarial crowd, like, that he had to deal with. I mean, like, you didn't have that with the Bandito or the Brody King matches.
And I think, I think that is just really a testament to how he has grown, and he has applied a lot of, he's demonstrated a lot of growth from the criticisms that were issued against him in that first world title reign, because that was a main point of criticism, was just like, you're beefing with MJF and you're worse off after you beef with MJF, or and and it was true at the time. And so I think that honestly this world title reign has been good. It's been very good, and it's not necessarily something that I think any of us wanted at the time.
But I can admit it was what the company needed.
It felt inevitable. I don't think anybody was surprised. But no, he did a good job tonight. Kevin Knight, you are the present. You're not you're the present.
The jet is the now.
Absolutely. And guys, we need like a fun like catchphrase. Like, I don't know. I was trying to brainstorm, like we did Henny for Kenny, but that was just like a fun little thing. We need like somebody also like
cut waters for Kev. I'm into it.
I like that. I like the cut waters for Kev. But I think we need something. I don't know. I'm trying to like, how can we take advantage of like what does he call like his people?
I don't know. Is it like what, jet setters or something?
That's no, I don't like that.
I'm not sure if he's decided yet.
Kevin, you're not watching this. If this reaches you, hit the lab, okay? Because you got.
Honestly, we should probably just come up with it for him and just tell him like this would this gonna be now.
Bet on the Jets, really good. I like Bet that. On Jet. Yeah, guys. Let's keep brainstorming. We'll work through it. He doesn't have a fandom name. Okay, he needs to have one, because I feel like Passenger Princesses is pretty good. Guys, we're doing we're getting there. Because I'm like, I feel like Fletchlights really just like rolls off the tongue for him. So like, what can we do? And then when we come to a consensus, we will we'll make sure that he knows. Okay. He's not watching this, but we'll make sure he knows.
Fair.
Guys, have you seen? So I feel like the one like that's like the one interview on Black Girl Wrestling that I don't feel like people have like seen.
Maybe because it was a video.
It wasn't video, but also it was before the C2. It was before his like real big push.
That's how I feel about all of my interviews with him.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't seen either Lyric's interviews with Kevin or his fly host, or his appearance on Black Girl Wrestling, go watch those. Shout out to the Jet. We bought stocks before they hit the market.
Truly. Before that All Elite contract was even thought of, we was already on board. What else happened?
Jet Setters feels too easy. Okay, what was next?
Hold on.
Oh, well, then out comes Don Callis' family, because they start beating up Jet Set Rodeo, and they establish that we're gonna have a trios match, which like, okay, I don't really understand. Like the trios match, when you saw who's gonna be in it, like you knew it was gonna be great. I don't know why we had to do that unannounced today, when it looked like the women were gonna main event. That is a little sketchy.
I had a feeling that the women weren't going to main event. I just didn't know what was going to happen. And so
I thought that they would open the show, but when they don't open the show, you're like, oh, well, the other world title match, like, and then you're trying to be like, oh, double main event. Shut up.
Yeah.
So that irritated me. It's Women's History Month. Wow.
You expected something from AEW?
But that's the thing, guys. Don't let them make you think we have to live like this.
That's fair. Okay. You're right. You're correct.
Because we were literally so close.
We can talk about this every week. Also, too, All Elite Wrestling, we gotta get you a timer. This is getting this is getting. Are you serious? It stopped at 10:20. The show stopped at 10:20.
The main event didn't start until after you were supposed to be off air. That's not normal. And tonight in particular, like tonight,
they packed so much stuff in there.
Tonight, I was like, do you know Collision exists and the pay-per-view ain't till next weekend? Because
I will say they need a third show. Like, they really need a third show. I hope that, I'm sure Tony's, because obviously Ring of Honor is now getting an overhaul. So I hope that maybe another hour of television is going to happen. Just because, bro,
so funny in the chat. Abolish overruns.
La la la. Humans.
Ugly death. You just made that up. Yours are so funny.
Say that. Why would you say that? She's right though. But yes, I just. What it's so much to the point.
Tonight was fast. Tonight
and they keep hiring people, which we'll also get to. More people. Where are these people going to go? Where are these people going to go? But I did want to say quickly, I tweeted about this, but I think that especially with everything that's happening in WWE right now, Randy Orton winning Elimination Chamber, Roman Punk in the main event. I think that it was a really powerful statement.
I don't know nothing about that.
To have a world title match between two people under the age of 30. You know, like kind of like what we were saying about Kevin Knight. Like, no, he's not the future, he's the now. Like, guys, we've been talking about this so-called future for the last 5 years. Either let these niggas hoop or get off the pot. And I think as somebody who was also up early today to watch New Japan Cup, similar things in New Japan happening right now, right? Of just like, you don't have all these, there's no Tanahashi, there's no Okada, there's no Naito, there's none of these people to really lean on. You know, you got to finally let these guys fly. You know, you have to give the Sujis, Uemuras, Umanos, all the Yudo Ace, those guys, they're going to sink or swim. But all this coddling them and just, you know, all this, like, you can't do that anymore. There's literally nobody left. And so, you know, I think that promotions who are willing to really bet on their youth and believe in their youth. And here's the thing, they're not going to get it right immediately. I think MJF is a perfect example, right? Of like, you know, his first Hangman too, you know, like look at their first reigns and things like that. Like, you know, they're not going to always get it perfect, but if you start early, guess what? Maybe by the time one of them is 29, then they're on their second reign, you can really do something. You know, you can really make something special happen, which I think is a really good. I think MJF is really a great example of that. And so it's just, I think that was a really valuable lesson.
Okay, no more compliments for MJF. It's Women's History Month.
Well, I wasn't.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm just setting that rule for the rest of the show.
Yes. No, I'm just saying it was just
I agree. Yeah.
Valuable lesson about the future. Give these people the ball. Let them run, you know.
Agreed.
What was next? We had it was the OC Darby versus Gabe and Clark match. What? Sure.
I don't care.
It was okay. And then y'all, oh my God, y'all, Danny's not gonna care. I don't care.
I don't care about that either. But go ahead.
I'm just gonna go ahead and mute her anyway. Guys, I had given up hope. You know, on Friday, I watched that New Japan show. Shout out to New Japan, New Beginning, USA. It was great. Athena versus Shuri was great. I think we're going to get a rematch. It's great. Can't wait to watch. I think they're probably going to wrestle at Super Card of Honor. But when David Finlay wrestled Fred Rosser, he ended up winning. So I was like, okay, we let people leave on a high and nobody attacked him or anything. I said, okay, sure, cool. But I had given up. People on the timeline, I said, yeah, he got that. Oh, that Stanford check coming, ain't it? I had given up hope. I really had. And I said, I wish him well. I hope he does well. When I saw the boss dog on my television, I said, no, God said, rest, daughter.
Leave him out of this. Leave him out of this.
Rest, daughter. Rest, daughter, that don't matter. I had already done so many doom scenarios in my head. In the minute, soon as I stopped worrying, I took my hand off of it. And I stopped actively worrying. And I said, I'm just I'm gonna let God handle it. And when I did,
God out of this.
When I did,
God,
you saw what happened?
To do with the Bullet Club War Dogs, I'll tell you that.
The boss dog told that warehouse no. The boss dog said, we don't do stand and deliver. The boss dog said, listen, we need what did Onaja from Pakistan said? She said we need 50,000 every week or more and land. We're gonna fix this up real nice. We not doing it. Y'all thought he was gonna get in a tag team with his his 21-year-old little brother. Y'all was gonna tell this demon, this former New Japan Cup winner, former global heavyweight, 2-time global heavyweight champion, former tag team champion, former World Tag League winner. Y'all said y'all wanted him to be in a tag team and with his 21-year-old brother in Orlando Warehouse. Oh, especially when you already know that all your friends are over there and you already know that admit all these guys, they want to work you, like the top guys. Ospreay already wants to work you. Hangman wants to work you. And you want to sit back. They would have had David Finlay wrestling Ricky Saints next week. Y'all know that. He would have been wrestling Joe Hendry. He would have been singing. Y'all see what they got them boys.
Okay.
In your opinion, doesn't really matter on this.
I was to say I'm entirely apathetic towards
correct.
Finlay. But I saw this and I like when WWE loses. So I did like that, what I'm gonna say, but I saw him and I was like, oh my God, how many first thing I pictured was the David Finlay Jay White best of 7 that I know was inevitable. And I said, oh my God, this is the bad place.
Yeah, he's coming. I will say, he's coming.
Where my brain went.
He's coming. At this point, he's coming. Jay White is coming. What they about to have him doing.
Oh my God.
Once Billy gets back, we're literally gonna just have a New Japan segment every week. Now, this is my problem. I'm really invested. I'm a big David Finlay fan. He really grew on me over these last 2 years. I'm not sure how I feel about Gabe. And I don't know. And also too, I don't know. I just don't know. Are they going to be his stooges? Are they finally going to do the Gabe Finlay Civil War intention? Because they never.
Oh God!
Never actually ran that in New Japan, and so.
But I'm telling you, you know what? Maybe it's because what you were saying earlier. AEW just keeps hiring people because I'm like, well, where the hell are you gonna do that? Because we've got a lot going on. Okay, David Finlay versus Gabe Kidd and this long-standing feud. Babe, Rampage doesn't exist anymore. So I don't know where that's gonna go. But it can't be Wednesdays. Y'all want to do that Saturday nights, whatever. That's between you.
That don't matter.
That don't matter. But like Gabe, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not looking up and down that roster and saying I need to see Gabe Kidd's feud.
I think also too, just like even in the tag division, there's a lot of tag teams I just like better. Like
Yellow.
I like Clark. I do like Clark, right? I just don't know where like Clark's long term. Like, is he just always going to be the stooge? Sure, maybe. I don't know. And also too, just how do I say? I tweeted this, and I talked about this last week too. I think that they were put in this program because expecting Darby to elevate them to the next level, because Darby is supposed to elevate,
and they're all
and established. But the thing is, Darby is cold himself. Darby is also stuck in a loop right now, and so Clark and Thekla as an intergender tag actually moves me more than Clark and Gabe. 1,000%.
Me too. 1,000,000%.
I've seen them wrestle together before. It's a great time.
Almost anything that keeps Gabe Kidd off the screen.
Tekla walked out with them boys at the Tokyo Dome. She said, "Yeah, I will be walking down this aisle at least once. I don't care if I'm not in the match. Respect."
And what?
Salute the real bitches. Salute. But yeah,
okay, what was next? Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying that I don't know, man, y'all, about this of just, and I'm kind of almost worried for David Finlay just because this is, I don't want, if you're introducing him and he's supposed to be a star, in my opinion, I think this is a cold program. Don't get me wrong. I think the live crowd reacts, the live crowd reacts just because Darby and OC specifically, they're hometown, not hometown, but like they're AEW originals, you know, so people are always going to pop for like the coffin drop. But as far as like week to week, it feels like nobody retains any information. Like they just react to whatever's in front of them. Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is cool. Why is Gabe Kidd still crawling? You know, every.
Oh God, bro.
Oh my God! Please. Do
you know Wednesdays is for hooping, and that's the only message that I want to get across to everybody that continues to get signed to the pre-existing roster. Wednesdays is for hooping, right? Wednesdays, we're no experiments. We're not trying things out on Wednesdays. We're not gonna sit here and round up. Wednesdays is for hooping. So if you are not a hooper or not at least willing to strap up those shoes and fucking go for it, like, and that's what I'm saying. This whole program, and me being apathetic towards David Finlay, honestly, like, you think it's going to be helped by any of these people?
I agree. I do agree with what you're saying.
You know, so it's like you're high on him and you're worried for him. I'm not high on him, and I'm like, oh, so this isn't going to make me care. That's for sure.
I do think for people who haven't seen how much he improved over the last 2 years, it's kind of like this is not the program to kind of introduce him, you know.
What was next?
Next was it was the Inspiration versus Brawling Birds, the squash match. Hey man, if this is all they doing, I'm okay with it. My biggest problem
interest was too long.
Fair, it was a little long. My biggest thing was I just didn't really want them to come in and be booked as like a legitimate title contender. But if they just come in to eat pins and like, sure. But I do think I see like what you were saying a few weeks ago in the sense of I'm kind of over all these quirky, silly gimmicks. Everybody's so quirky and fun and la 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 and humans really fun.
Euthanasia.
You know, it's kind of like where's more of the oomph? Like, Queen Aminata, we need you. But again, I think this works. If this is all they're gonna do now, no expansion. If you're just gonna come in, eat these pins, that's okay. It was less than 2 minutes. I can't really argue.
I can. It's not okay. I just think it. I understand what you're saying, and I'll keep my thoughts as brief as the match was. But like, I think it just continues to. I think it just continues to perpetuate that the division isn't serious, and so I think that they're signing. Like, I'm not trying to say that these people shouldn't have a job, but they had a job. They was into that, you know. Like, but them getting signed, I don't think is a great like. It's not a signal to me that we're moving in the direction of being more serious. That's what I'll say.
Correct.
We need to do that.
Next we had the Hangman Squash.
And Joe Emoji, you're probably right.
We had the Hangman Squash, which came next, which was also even quicker. I will say that's when I should have known then the show was not going to end on time because we just start moving out of nowhere.
Hangman, do the finisher. Okay.
That's all he did. He literally just hit the buckshot lariat, and then that was that.
Mind you, I didn't even know he was wrestling.
He called Max out, and then he got attacked by the Don Callis family, Proto Kata, and see, now they got me saying actually.
No,
said, you see the evidence of infidelity. You see how they dragged me into it.
The craziest part is that whole thing. I tweeted this. Kyle Fletcher, the greed they talk about in the Bible, because you in a ring with your mistress, your ex-husband, and your girl is here. Like, Takesha's in the back, like, watching this shit. That's crazy. You're a harlot. And that's also
true. Him and Mark were together first. We can't say Aussie Open and Okada.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's Okada and Mark.
Nigga, y'all did years together as Aussie Open. Y'all, that is crazy.
It's actually really crazy.
Y'all see how quick men switch up, man.
Also, Don Callis.
Oh, shit.
Right. Well, yeah, you have to go. Oh, boo.
I can do like 2 more minutes.
Okay. Don Callis was right about saying that, yeah, the trios champs all focused on the other belts. I'm just mad that he's the one to say it.
Yeah.
But yes, Mox versus Hechicero was really good. I really enjoyed it.
We got to figure out how to get you more minutes, but I have a plan.
Oh, no, don't worry. I honestly want him to take that belt off Claudio, just because Hechicero isn't just disrespected in AEW. He's also disrespected in CMLL too. They don't let him win things either, and I have a plan for that. Don't worry. Next we had the thekla versus Thunder Rosa, which was really good.
That was not. I feel like there was more stuff.
No. Oh, there was like a FTR Buck segment somewhere in there.
Oh yeah, man, we were subjected to FTR
twice
on the microphone, once live. This is a little bit criminal.
I didn't do anything to deserve that.
It's Women's History Month.
Exactly. But yeah, Thekla versus Thunder Rosa, really good. Chris Statlander, you look evil.
Wait, I was gonna talk about. I didn't like Thekla versus Thunder Rosa, but it was because I think that there was another gap. I think Thekla came in, she looked great. She looked super cool. I think the crowd obviously really responded to Thunder Rosa. I think when the bell rang, there was a gap in skill. And there were certain moments I was watching Thunder Rosa where I was like, girl, come on. Like,
I do think that
stick with me, sister.
And it's crazy because when she first got signed to AEW, she was a really big signing for them at the time for the women's division. Like, and it just shows how deep the roster got in such a short amount of time to where she's not top 10 anymore. Like, and I think she's kind of like, I feel like every time when they start speed running, the girls would be like, oh yeah, to wrestle a former champion. That's why they pull out her. They would pull out, they'll pull out Nyla. They'll pull out, Britt don't play that.
Really.
Britt don't play that. With y'all. She said, y'all know. Who else is a person that occasionally Riho would do like one good defense for everybody. Shout out to my sister. And those type of girls. But yeah, I just think that Thekla just looks like a rock star, and I'm glad that hopefully this Thunder Rosa experiment doesn't last too long because it looks like that Stat is about to turn. We need that.
I was gonna say one more thing about thekla before we move on. I think that my thing with her has always been like, to me, it's like very hit or miss. Because when she hits, I think she looks like the coolest person in the world. And I think that she has all of this like confidence and aura or mojo. Like I think she's cool as hell. There are moments where she comes across as corny. And there are moments but I think that honestly that is a product of the division, because there's moments where the division point blank comes across as corny.
The division is corny, correct?
Exactly. And so you're you're champion of the corny division. So sometimes, no matter how much aura you have, sometimes we get stuck back into that corny. And so I think she's been doing a much better job since she got the belt. But that is something I still feel about her. I also do think that as far as in the ring, I think she's good, not great. And so when we see the corniness more than the cool, and then we see the good, not great. Like, so it's not always 100% is what I'll say for me. It's not always like a consistent hit for
me.
And
it definitely depends on who her opponent is.
And it depends on a lot of things. But I really do, when she's on in every aspect, I really do like her. I think by far right now, she's got the most, like, she's the coolest person in the division by a mile.
She reminds me a lot of Swerve, both the good and bad.
Yes.
Very much like Swerve, like in both their weaknesses and their strengths. Like when they're on, coolest person in the world, but they can occasionally be really corny. And like their great matches are, I mean, great, but they're not so great matches. It's kind of like you just showed up today, huh?
Yeah. No. I think that's a very fair assessment. I do think Swerve is a better wrestler.
I mean, but I think also Swerve is.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah, more experienced as well, yeah. And and
so people like to take things and run with it. So
yeah. I mean,
but I agree with you.
Swerve has like Swerve put up 2 of the greatest matches of all time in like 6 months. But it's hard to compare this nigga to just about anybody.
Agreed.
To be fair, but you get what I was saying. But yeah, Stat, hopefully you turn soon. This is getting ridiculous.
You need to, and you need to, because I'm not doing this with you no more. That's the thing with AEW. Like, stop! I'm yelling at you guys. Sorry. Stop, in particular with the women's division. Stop talking about shit and start doing shit. Because how many times have we done this? Stop talking about shit and doing shit. She should have been a Death Rider from the jump. We're not dragging out this thing. Yes, we need a real character for Stat, but honestly, we need real character in the division, period. Correct. And it needs to happen now. It's no more of this, it's gonna develop, No!
And we've gotten to the point to where I feel like honestly nobody has a direct character except for maybe Marina. Like nobody has a clear direction except for Marina. And I'm leaving the wrestling part out of it, but like just as far as like a character, a vision, like Marina might be the most well-developed woman in the company right now, which is crazy.
Well, and Tony, but they got her saving the men's division.
They do have her saving the men's division
again.
And even like Willow, I feel like obviously Willow's always
who has also saved the men's division.
But I just can't believe that they put 2 belts on her and it feels like she's less popular. That's kind of crazy. And
what does that say about your belts, and what does that say about you guys?
It all started with that tournament, I'm telling you. But next there was the
pause. I need to address this question. Do you feel they've made Toni Storm irrelevant? No, nothing could ever make Toni Storm irrelevant. Right. She's too good of a character. She's too good of a wrestler, and everybody loves her. So no. What I will say is, I'll keep it brief, but we've said it before with Toni Storm and with Willow. AEW sometimes, when they don't know what to do with their men, they will default to the most popular women in their company and rely on them to make some of their programming more interesting. Toni Storm is now engaged in the men's mid card instead of rightfully engaged in the tag title picture or the TBS belt picture or the world title picture as one of the biggest stars in the company. She's being asked to serve time down there in the men's mid card. That's fucking crazy because they need the boost. She don't need it. They need the boost. Because right now, right now, I'm getting worked up. Right now, there's not a whole lot of people dying to see what Orange Cassidy is doing.
No.
But if Toni Storm's going to be there, you're going to get a pop. So AEW, your over reliance on women to overcompensate for men's mediocrity, you will be fucking dealt with. Because then we get bullshit and really lack of care and lack of intentionality in the actual women's division. So like, what's your fucking problem?
Correct.
Not commentary. That's
no, yeah.
To all elite wrestling in general.
And then Swerve and Brody King segment. I wanted to say, Kenny Omega, you're so nasty, so rude. I can't, like, bro, Kenny, you're not even here. You're going to be literally at your little gaming convention. La la la.
Yeah, you've been fugly.
Yeah, it's so funny as these reports come out. They say, yeah, but Kenny's really trying to get out of it. Oh, I'm sure. He's doing his best to be back for Revolution. Oh, I'm sure. Listen, Kenny Starrett was here for like what? A month, that was uninterrupted. He stirred up so much stuff. Think about it now. Who's all in this? You have MJF, Swerve, Hangman, Brody King, Bandito, Andrade. Am I missing somebody? Kenny himself. There's so many different people who are now involved in like this men's main event scene. And guess what? Most of them had zero problems with each other.
Until here come Kenny. He's honestly, he's so everything because he's literally just like me. He came in here and he said, "Oh, everything's going well. What if I immediately change the whole vibe in this bitch, huh? You're not mad at her? Okay, but have you ever considered that is a possibility? You can be mad at her." He came in there and he said, "I want the finest people on the roster. Bring them all out here." Okay, right? Let me start some shit with every single one of you. And then I'm going to go. And then y'all going to deal with it. And so when I come back, you're not even going to realize that I was the problem.
He said, y'all, Street saying that the real most dangerous man in AEW is Brody King. Nobody ever said that.
Mind you, now
nobody ever said that.
Now we hanging people with change just because you want to open your big mouth before you go back to your little convention. Funny as fuck. My goat.
Nobody literally ever said. Not saying that he's not. Shout out to Brody King, but nobody had ever said that.
No, you're saying that. Like Kenny,
he started the rumors.
Streets are saying your streets.
He joined the war on the side of the terrorists. He said, "Let's really lock in." And Kenny, they'll never be.
Who's gonna check him because he's Kenny Omega? So he can sneeze on someone and have a storyline. Yes. That Kenny Stimmy can do you for months. Again, it got Gabe Kidd signed.
It did. It goes back to what we were talking about, at the top of this show of like when Kenny's work shoots changed people's careers. Yeah. When he got in the field and he would send his little notes to Dave Meltzer and those cease and desist about those t-shirts, about the Best and Bout machine, and told Will Ospreay, actually, you can't do that. I'm going to sue you if you call yourself the Best Bout machine. He changed everybody's life. You're welcome.
Change that broke nigga life 1,000,000 times over.
You're welcome. But yes, Brody versus Swerve will be fun at Revolution. And then last but certainly not least, we had the main event. Yay! I really love this match. And also, I want to see every combination of the people in this match wrestle each other.
There were no scrubs in this bitch.
Correct.
I love this match. I honestly, like, I was talking shit about it from the jump because I was like, I didn't love the setup for this match. but the match itself was fantastic. And you know who my MVP of this match was? For as great as everybody else was, Speedball! My goat! You know what? I will say, I think a lot of people, deservedly so, talk about Kevin Knight and his present and his future. I mean, he wrestled twice on Dynamite tonight. You know how many people on that roster would kill for that time? But you're not gonna get it because you're not the Jet. But Speedball, oftentimes people talk about Speedball, and you've kind of mentioned, we've talked about this before. People talk about Speedball and Mark Davis in the same vein, because when they talk about, you know,
yes,
Protostar and Kevin Knight,
an age gap, not a talent gap.
Exactly. And Speedball hasn't necessarily been like, well, I said it from when they got signed. I was like, this person can wrestle their ass off. And yes, we got so much focus on Kevin Knight, as we should. Do not forget about Speedball, because when they already kind of have, but when that focus goes to Kevin Knight and that singles push, we're getting it now, but when we really get into that singles push, you know, and he start holding singles belts, oh, Speedball, you will still be on Dynamite, babes. You will still be.
And here's the thing. I do believe that Speedball can be a singles champion. World champion, maybe not. But I think that
you could be TNT
1,000% TNT.
Absolutely.
Yes, 1,000%.
And you will be, matter of fact. Because I've got a plan, because
when Jets be holding all the belts,
it will be don't matter. Late for any of y'all to tell us nothing.
Staff only. Also, Jet Set Rodeo. Hey, don't break up, please. I think we're having so much fun.
Speedball International Champ. I like that. You could beat Ricochet. You should beat Ricochet. You should.
I think Kevin's gonna be in the Ricochet.
Forgot about that. That's fine. I'll allow that. But Speedball, I still got plans for you. I ain't no fucking problem.
Absolutely. 1,000%. This was so much fun. I hope that they finally need to run the Hangman Okada match. They need to run Hangman Mark Davis rematch. They need to run Hangman Kyle Fletcher rematch. We need the Speedball Kyle Fletcher rematch. We need Speedball Okada rematch. We need Speedball Mark Davis. We need Kevin Knight versus Okada rematch. Kevin Knight Kyle Fletcher rematch. Kevin Knight Mark Davis. We need every combination.
All of them.
Combination. Bruh, Jalen, shut up. You're so right though. He has a fur coat.
Hey, and William Peter Charles, I hope you, when you were doing your PT and your rehab, I hope your shoulders didn't change, because the coat that Swerve has for you may not fit. Because if you think that you finna come back in this bitch and you're gonna start right back up with fucking David Finlay, babes, you got some shit that you need to deal with at the top. I know you talking about, I wanna go deal with all this, bro. No. Swerve and Hangman are gonna hog tie you.
He's about to start, bro. Hangman about to really go to the dark side. They about to be drinking blood, snatching chains and burning tattoos. It's gonna get.
I'm into it.
Yeah, definitely.
Commonwealth Kingpin. Hey,
what you want me to say? Oh, hey man, Billy, I know you got some. You can pull them,
Peter Charles.
Pull them United Empire furs out.
And look, I have said it. I'm not gonna get too much into this, but I've said this about Ospreay, in my research of him. I think him as a babyface, one of the best in the world. I think there is maybe nothing more entertaining to me than Will Ospreay as a heel.
Correct.
That heel trio, a Swerve, Hangman, and Ospreay. Y'all not gonna be able to tell nobody shit.
Y'all, I think even two of them like being adversaries. Like, can you imagine? Oh my gosh, Omega Ospreay versus Swerve Hangman. Now here's the problem.
Look, the moral of my story
be innocent, but Kenny will have actually been at fault for all of this, but
Yes.
because nobody ever holds him accountable for his actions, he'd be able to get away with being a baby face.
Kenny Omega truly is so Princess Diana. Like literally anything he does, yes, you'll be mad at the moment. Yes, we'll be mad to build the feud. Everybody always gets over it. They literally always get over it.
They apologize to him
And
for
they exactly I was gonna say, and they fucking gaslight you because they'll be like, oh my god, like that was Kenny, that wasn't you. Like you and you're like, no, he's pulling the strings, babe. But I'll tell you what, Kenny, if those three decide to team up instead of bringing you along, you need a gun. Because I'll tell you what,
the
Young Bucks
ghost
can't
of
help you.
Kota Ibushi just
I say Young
hobbling.
Bucks can't help you. Ibushi's still laid up injured.
You'll see the ghost of Kota Ibushi literally hobbling across the Pacific Ocean, trying to get in. But what I do respect about Kota, he still try. He'll still try. He'll try. Somebody said, how do you feel about Will reacting to the slut allegations? I think that was so funny today. Amira is so funny. Yeah. Like, and the fact is, when he started posting the pictures of, they said, have you seen all the men that he's been caught with? It was the pictures of him hugging Swerve, Kenny, Kyle, all this. They got him. They got you. They got
but you know what? You know what? I would like to raise that Will Ospreay is actually a fake freak. He hasn't kissed a single boy since his time in AEW. So I don't know why he crossed the pond. Does he know it's legal? Because you ain't kissed a single boy. And they started doing this. Oh, you know, Kyle Fletcher, Will Ospreay's little brother. Oh, pull them tweets up. Y'all was kissing on the mouth.
I will say, you can tell the people who became United Empire fans post AEW and like before because of that. No, it was real freaked out. It was, like, and especially when Kyle was smaller.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, that's why I'm like, I refuse. That's why I like that whole feud. They kept being like, you know, they're like brothers. Y'all kiss y'all brothers on the mouth. I don't know how y'all get down. What they had going on was not no damn brotherhood,
bro. It was fun. You remember after Forbidden Door, when Swerve Ospreay match, and literally, bro, Kyle literally like, bro, taking him backstage and like kissing him on the forehead. Just, it's okay. It was freaked out for a while. It was fun. I ain't gonna lie. It was fun.
Ospreay had a phase where for some reason everybody could get it. So it's like
that's literally the entire build to All In. Like Double or Nothing to All In is the craziest situation set up ever.
And you know what?
Just for him to get knocked out immediately, running out there.
That's in the same way that like Kenny starts things everywhere he goes because everybody wants to be around him because he's just so magnetic. Like Ospreay, like literally, like he does a similar thing where he's like, well, what if I kissed everybody? Huh?
I think
if I'm even just that with everybody, then I'm spit sisters with no one.
Ospreay jumps in the field and does these big dramatic displays of affection of just like, Swerve, I would die for you. Let me take this kick to the face.
Hey, nobody said you needed to do that.
And be like, Hangman, I know we've never met before and we've only wrestled this time, but I've decided to devote myself to you and I'm going to get my crazy friend on board. I'm going to fight everybody.
And everybody's you just have to accept it and be like, okay. And now you're forever indebted to him. Where you're like, nobody asked you to do that. Nobody asked you to take a bullet for me. And he's like, yeah, but I did. So now here's what you need to do for me. And you're like, damn, how I get this backward ass agreement?
I will say, Ospreay's terrible about cashing in on favors, though. I will say, like, that's the problem. That's why people play with him the way that they do, because they know for a fact, oh, he's actually here because he wants to be. Because why did you team with Kenny like that? Do you know he did to you? Do you know he said?
That's what I'm saying. If Ospreay, if you followed through on your manipulation, you could be champion of everything forever. You got to follow through. That's what, you know what? Kenny is a father. He's not necessarily a present father, because had you been watching your dad a little bit more,
correct,
Kenny gonna cash that favor in.
Absolutely.
One thing about Kenny, he gonna remind you. You remember that one time that you needed assistance, and who who came and helped you? So William Peter Charles, do your stretches, because when you come back, the target on your back, we need a bigger word for target, because
and honestly, you don't, and I'm letting you know right now, you don't have no friends, baby.
None.
You don't have
None.
no friends. You don't have no friends.
And close those lips. You ain't got no boyfriends either. No,
you don't.
Nobody.
They are literally all either trying to kill each other or under Don Callis mind control. All of them.
Nobody.
Good luck.
No, Jalen, you're so right. Osprey's so down for everything. That's the issue. Yes.
Correct. And they know that
both as a character and in the ring.
Correct.
That's the problem.
That is the problem. That is literally neck surgery. Why? I was gonna say
that's all I got.
Yeah, shout out to the new trios champs. Kevin Knight probably is the best that I've ever seen somebody look after getting pinned twice in one night. But I shout out to Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher finally holding AEW gold together. This is for the Aussie Open. Okada, how did you get here, girl? Takeshita, run. This is not your family.
You said it before. Kazuchika Okada has never met a happy couple he don't want to be a part of. Here he go with the self-inserts.
It's the way he said it. Okada.
And it's like, and now we all calling you that, when Aussie Open was a team for fucking years, and y'all talking about, oh no, Proto Okada and Mark Davis. That ain't what this is.
Takeshita, they're playing with you. Like,
one thing about Okada, he gonna get that rebrand done
today. And also too, I would like to say Okada has won probably the most amount of titles in AEW history by doing the least amount of work.
And I'm trying to get like you, Playboy.
He's carried 4 different belts since since joining this company. He has held 4 different belts.
The funniest person alive.
That is actually insane.
Andrade sitting in the back like, oh God.
Oh my God, Andrade and Bandito. Oh, the sounds when y'all are on screen together. My Lord.
Oh. Yeah, I'm super excited for this.
Revolution.
I know. I'm thrilled for that match. I cannot wait. The Revolution gonna be interesting. I'm excited. I'm sorry, guys. I do have to go. I have to do a really big thing. Ooh. But let's do not Black Wrestling.
I was gonna say, did you have anything to plug?
New episode of Black Wrestling is up. I don't know why people continue to be hostages on that show, but I posted one earlier this week with Sean Rossap. I have guys, the biggest
him.
Huh? I did. He did get waterboarded, but you know what? For some reason, he was having a good time, and who am I to argue? So we kept being like, "Oh, you're so kind." No. Don't help.
It's really crazy. Like, I watch your interviews and like these men be like, "Oh my God, you're so nice to me." I was like, she just called you so many crazy things. Like, what's not clicking?
You know what I've just kind of generally noticed about like my life is like I just be really mean to men and they think I'm playing. And half the time I am, and then half the time I'm like, guys, there's a moment literally in there where I was like, "You ever got a therapy for your delusions?" And then I was like, "What did I say?" But he was so nice. So go watch that on Black Girl Wrestling. Like I said, everybody cross your fingers that this thing actually goes through, because I have potential. It's not potentially. If this happens, it'll be the biggest interview in Black Girl Wrestling history. Now, mind you, there's only been like 4, but manifest it for me.
No, yeah, I think that's a pretty fair assessment. If it's who I think it is.
It is. Okay. But I love you guys. Lyric, anything to plug?
Yes, I want to say I have had an interview with Athena come out last week. That was part 1. Part 2 will come out later this week. Before there's some big things happening. Also, some New Japan Cup stuff coming out, which I'm super excited about. Also, I would like to say that this weekend is International Women's Day. And there is a lot of good wrestling to watch. Make sure that you tune in to Pro Wrestling Eve. Wrestle Queendom 8 is happening this weekend. Tune in to CMLL. There's an all women's card happening on Friday, main evented by Mercedes versus Persephone. Ooh, Mercedes, the streets miss you, girl. I can't believe it's been all year. We haven't seen you wrestle. I'm so excited. And then what else? It's another. Oh, yeah. Runs the World 3? Athena's all women's show is happening this weekend as well. So tons of women's wrestling this weekend for all around the world, for International Women's Day. I'm so excited. And so I hope that you're tuning in.
And Cash App a woman some money.
Yes, aka us. Our cash apps are right there below.
But if you're a man, well, I've got a lot of messages. But if you're a man, be quiet.
That's
send women money and turn my notifications on. You got a lot to learn.
Oh yeah, and one last thing. Don't forget, this is the link for the fundraiser. Our birthday fundraiser is still going for the National Immigrant Justice Center as well as the Civil Liberties Defense Center. We have already raised well over a third of our goal, because the goal is $1,521, and we've raised $600. Oh yeah, shout out to everybody who showed up to the pop-up stream on Saturday. That was fun.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, we were just bullshitting.
What else is new? Okay, I love you guys. I gotta hop on this thing, but I love you guys.
Alrighty, bye.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.